0517 local time, Caribbean Sea. The first light of dawn low over the horizon, a thin red line over steel gray water. The USS Gravely and Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyer cuts through calm seas at 18 knots. For most of the crew, it's routine, another patrol under Operation Sentinel South, the U.S. Navy's ongoing mission to clear narco-smuggling routes stretching from Venezuela to the Gulf. Then the tone changes. Inside the Combat Information Center, the SPY-1D radar hums alive with new returns. 3 contacts approaching from the southwest. No AIS, no transponder codes, just hard radar echoes closing fast. Bridge CIC. 3 surface tracks. Bearing 243 speed, 2 to 8 knots and rising. On the bridge, the captain doesn't hesitate. Condition 3. Set and man all key stations. Below decks, the klaxon pulses through steel bulkheads. Sailors move fast, helmets clipped, watertight doors sealed, the calm professionalism of practiced chaos. Up front, the destroyer's 5-inch, divided by 62 caliber gun slews a few degrees to port, just enough to be seen. A gesture, not a threat. The first report comes from identification contacts are running tight formation, likely fast patrol boats. Venezuelan flag confirmed. That single word Venezuelan pulls every eye toward the tactical screen. The formation is closing, formation tightening, bearing steady. They're not passing through. They're coming straight in. Bridge-to-bridge hails go out on both frequencies. English first, then Spanish. Venezuelan naval vessels. This is United States warship. Gravely operating in international waters. Maintain safe distance and alter course immediately. No reply. Just the steady pulse of the radar track inching closer on the scope. The captain leans forward. Calm but cold. Maintain ROE. Show posture. Record everything. Orders ripple down. Fire control radar remains on standby, not locked, not threatening. But the ship's electronic warfare suite, the SLQ 32 volts 3, goes active-passive, sweeping the spectrum for emissions. Every ping from those incoming hulls gets logged and tagged. On deck, sailors pause by the railing, squinting through dawn haze. Nothing but distant spray, faint white streaks cutting the water. The first sign of fast boats moving at speed. CIC range to lead contact. Now inside 12 nautical miles, sir. CPA 4.7 in closing. The operations officer mutters, recommend marking hostile intent pending identification. Negative, the captain replies evenly. They're not hostile until they make the first move. The Seahawk helicopter crew call sign Razor 21 stands high on the flight deck. Rotors folded, power systems primed. If things escalate, they'll be airborne in 90 seconds. Inside the CIC, the room glows green radar, sonar, ESM screens, all synchronized into one digital battle space. The Aegis combat system hums quietly, linking with nearby Coast Guard and reconnaissance aircraft. The destroyer is not alone, even if it looks that way on the horizon. The Venezuelan boats accelerate again, 28 knots to 30. Their formation tightens into a shallow wedge, a maneuver that reads less like navigation and more like intimidation. Bridge contact speed increasing. CPA now 3.2 nautical miles. Copy, the captain answers. Set visible posture. The ship responds like a living thing. Gun mounts, pivot cameras, track and antennas, shift orientation. The 5-inch gun turret locks forward, clearly visible to the oncoming craft. The CIWS turrets tilt slightly, their twin barrels catching the pale Sunday. Not armed, just awake. On radar, the distance keeps shrinking. 5 miles, 4, 3.5. The captain finally breaks the silence. They want to test us. Fine. Let them see what professional looks like. Outside, the Caribbean glitters like broken glass. Beneath that beauty, 2 navies close the gap in slow, deliberate choreography, speed, tension, and silence. 3 patrol boats versus 1 destroyer. No gunfire, no missiles, no raised voices. Just steel nerves and steady hands. 0521 local time. Caribbean Sea. The sky is still dim, the horizon washed in blue-gray light. The USS Gravely holds course steady at 18 knots, her wake slicing a perfect white line through calm water. Inside the Combat Information Center, every operator is locked in the room, a heartbeat of light noise and precision. Bridge CIC. Range to lead contact. Now 2.9 nautical miles. Formation still tightening. The captain nods once. Log it. Maintain posture. No changes. Then a new sound joins the rhythm of turbines, the deep metallic clatter of chains coming off the Seahawk's tie-downs. On the flight deck, Razor 2-1 is being prepped for launch. Rotor blades unfold, hydraulic locks snap free. The aircrew moves with quiet urgency, helmets down, eyes sharp. CIC. We're green for flight, the air boss calls over the net. Launch approved, comes the reply. At 0523, Razor 21 lifts off the deck, its twin engines roaring through the dawn. The helicopter banks south, running low and fast, its nose camera already recording. From altitude, the Venezuelan patrol boats are clear. Now small, fast, and deliberate, slicing through the water in a perfect V formation. Visual confirmation, the pilot reports. 3 hulls estimated 60 meters each. No visible heavy weapons. Likely Guy class. Speed 29 knots. On the Gravely, the captain sees the tactical display. The screen shows 2 icons, now blue for friendly, red for unknown. The lines between them are shrinking. Bridge hails again. Venezuelan naval vessels. This is United States warship Gravely. You are approaching a U.S. Navy vessel operating in international waters. Alter course immediately. The reply comes garbled and tense in accented English. U.S. warship. You are operating near Venezuelan territorial waters. Reduce speed and identify your mission. The captain's answer is calm and immediate. Negative. This is lawful patrol under international authority. Maintain safe separation or be logged as hostile intent. Silence. Then, as if in answer, the Venezuelan boats accelerate, wake stretching longer, cutting sharper lines through the sea. Contact speed 3 to 1 knots, sir. CPA under 3 nautical miles. Copy, says the captain, voice low. Weapons control visible posture only. Do not energize fire control radars. On deck, the Gravely's 5-inch gun shifts 5 degrees. Its dark barrel glints in the sunrise, unmistakable, even from miles away. The phalanx CIWS turrets spin half a rotation, hydraulic whine echoing through the bulkheads. A nonverbal warning loud and clear. From above, Razor 21 keeps eyes on. The crew's FLIR display glows with bright heat signatures. 6 men on the lead boat, 2 standing near a 20mm deck gun. The pilot keeps altitude steady, 250 feet above the waves. Target 1 showing crew movement forward. Possible manning of weapons, the sensor operator reports. Copy, replies the captain. Stay visual. Do not provoke. Inside the CIC, the tension is surgical. The Aegis display paints every hull with centimeter precision tracking range, bearing, and closure rate. The electronic warfare officer calls out readings. All Venezuelan emitters, active surface search mode only. No fire control tone detected. Good, says the captain. Keep it that way. At 0526, the lead patrol craft veers slightly starboard, lining up along Gravely's beam, a textbook shadowing position. The others follow suit, forming a loose parallel line. 3 gray silhouettes now flank the destroyer's starboard side at barely 3 miles out. Their matching course and speed, reports the helm. That's no accident, the XO mutters. The captain nods once. This is political, not tactical. Let's treat it like it matters more. He leans toward the comms console. Broadcast to all stations, maintain professional distance. No gestures, no signals, no lights. Above Razor, 21 circles wide. The crew activates its green laser designator, a sharp pulse that lands across the Venezuelan flagship's bridge windows. Not a weapon, but impossible to ignore. Seconds later, a radio burst cuts through static. This is Venezuelan Navy patrol. You are entering restricted maritime zone. State your purpose. The bridge responds instantly. Venezuelan vessels, this is U.S. Navy destroyer Gravely. We are operating in international waters 14 nautical miles from your coastline. You are advised to alter course. The reply is slower now, less defiant. Copy. We maintain current course. Then their throttles ease back. From above, Razor 21 calls it first speed drop detected, 21 knots and falling. Inside the Gravely, the room exhales, but only for a second. CIC, new emission detected. Unknown source, high band radar sweep from shore. The electronic warfare officer leans forward. Looks like long-range surface radar coming from mainland Venezuela, tracking both our ship and their patrol group. The captain exchanges a look with the XO. They're not just testing us, they're rehearsing. He folds his arms, eyes fixed on the red icons crawling across the tactical display. Mark all data and maintain course. We stay steady until they blink first. Outside, the Seahawk hovers in slow orbit. 3 Venezuelan boats drift just off the destroyer's flank engines, idling searchlights cold. The Caribbean sun climbs higher, burning the haze into gold. A standoff at sea, silent, deliberate, and inches from chaos. 0534 local time, Caribbean Sea. The first rays of full daylight spill across the horizon, turning the water silver. On the bridge of the USS Gravely, the air feels lighter, but no one relaxes yet. The radar screen still shows 3 red blips now drifting east, slowing by the minute. The Venezuelan patrol boats are breaking formation, their wakes trailing thin lines across the glassy sea. CIC update contact status, the captain says quietly. Lead vessel reducing to 15 knots. Others holding at 17, all increasing range. Closest point now 5.1 nautical miles and widening. The captain nods once. Maintain heading. Keep them on passive track. Don't chase ghosts. A hum of restrained relief passes through the CIC. No cheers. Just exhaled breath and pencil scratches over log sheets. Every radar return, every transmission, every image from Razor 21's camera feed is archived and time-stamped for Southern Command review. Up on deck, the Seahawk circles once more, then banks hard toward home. Its rotor wash ripples across the destroyer's deck as it touches down. Tie-down chains snap on. The flight crew moves fast, faces expressionless. Everyone knows the moment could have gone the other way. Bridge Razor 21 recovered. Systems cold footage secured, the air boss reports. Copy that, the captain answers. Well done. Down below, the smell of oil and metal lingers. Sailors move quietly through passageways, checking logging hours, reloading cameras. The adrenaline hasn't faded yet. The younger crew members whisper, trading fragments of what they saw through portholes, fast boats, no flags, sun glinting on gun barrels. The veterans stay silent. They've learned that silence means professionalism. By 0545, the sea is empty again. Only the Gravely's radar pulse breaks the quiet rhythm. The Venezuelan vessels are gone, no radio farewells, no acknowledgement, just a slow withdrawal that says we made our point. On the bridge, the captain stares toward the empty horizon. Helm maintain current course, log end of contact, and get me the comms link to Southcom. Within minutes, encrypted data bursts transmit north radar captures, radio intercepts, engine noise signatures, and FLIR video. Washington will have the full picture before breakfast for analysts at US. Southern Command, this encounter will read like a case study in controlled friction. A deliberate Venezuelan maneuver to test American restraint and collect reaction data. It's not the first time. Over the past 2 months, similar shadow runs have increased along the Caribbean's southern corridor, each one carefully calibrated to stop just short of a hostile act. The logic is simple. Push the line, record the reaction, feed the narrative. Caracas calls it defending sovereignty. Washington calls it political theater. But at sea, both sides understand the truth. It's a duel of discipline. The Gravely's log will show no violations, no provocation, no escalation. And that's the quiet victory. In modern gray zone warfare, power isn't measured by who fires first. It's measured by who doesn't need to. For the sailors aboard Gravely, the politics fade behind the steel. They'll remember the small things, the hum of radar, the clipped radio calls, the way the CIWS spun just enough to be noticed. They'll remember that their ship didn't flinch. In mess decks and corridors, the story will circulate how close it got, how calm the bridge stayed, how professional restraint kept the Caribbean from boiling over. As one petty officer mutters, "We didn't blink. That's the job." Within 24 hours, the footage will circulate through classified briefings, evidence of Venezuelan intent radar emission profiles, and formation tactics. The Navy's analysts will fold it into a pattern, another node in the web of gray zone deterrence. Ships like the Gravely aren't just floating arsenals anymore. They're signal towers, projecting presence, gathering intelligence, shaping narratives before the first shot is ever fired. This morning's encounter may never hit the headlines, but inside the Pentagon, it's a data point that matters. A test of command discipline under pressure, and a reminder that sometimes silence speaks louder than fire. The Caribbean is quiet again, but no one believes it will stay that way. For every close call logged, another one waits over the horizon. Each encounter is a question mark written in salt and steel. How far can two nations press before the line snaps? If you were in command of the Gravely that morning watching fast boats close in ignored hails and rising pressure, what would you have done? Would you have shown restraint or made a harder move? Drop your answer in the comments. Join the discussion. And if you want to go deeper into these real-time naval encounters, subscribe and join the fleet. Members get early access, loyalty badges, and direct engagement with our tactical breakdowns. Fair winds, sailors, and remember, out here, calm isn't safety, it's discipline.